So first up is Kevin Crosbie. Kevin is the head of product development, leads a team of developers building out our big data analytics for the financial community. Kevin Crosbie.
Thanks, Mark. So I'm going to talk today about what we do and how we do it. But before I get into that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about why we do what we do. One of the key problems today is that there's too much information for people to process. And we have a firm belief that we can help people make better decisions if we can get machines to process all of that information for them. So there's a key to being able to find trends and find information from all of this big data that's being processed, that's being sent to us, that we're receiving either via news or email or chats. And in order to make a more informed decision, we need to be able to structure that so computers can process that for us. So who are we? We're a company based down in Marbella. We have 52 staff members. Our head location is down in Marbella. That's where we have all of our key developers in artificial intelligence. We also have our office in New York, where we have our business specialists who are serving all of our clients. We have around 100 clients in our portfolio. That ranges from companies in the buy side, like banks and hedge funds, to companies in research, the top Ivy League schools, for instance. One of the key things to note as well is our high renewal rate. There's a good reason for that high renewal rate, and that is that we understand our data better than anybody else. So we're able to provide the structure that our clients need in order to be able to develop the types of models that they need to use and integrate it into their system. Because of that, we have a very loyal client base. One of our oldest clients, for instance, is with us for 8 years, and they're probably one of the largest and most successful hedge funds in the world. So how do we do what we do? How do we take unstructured content, for instance, and convert that into actionable, structured data? Well, there's two aspects to this. The first is our artificial intelligence. We have our own take on this. Artificial intelligence is quite an industry buzzword. We want to take a very practical approach here. So what we want to be able to do is represent the information that's out there in a way that humans can understand it, but more importantly, that machines can understand it. So we take a representation, a knowledge representation of this information in the form of entities and taxonomies in order to be able to present that data. We've developed a lot of natural language processing tools that allows us to do this, to take information in text format and convert it into something actionable. And we use machine learning in order to take that extracted data and actually demonstrate the value that one can extract from that. And the other aspect is big data. So you can imagine that there's tons and tons of information out there. We've developed many relationships with key providers in news and social media, to market data and alternative data. We're constantly taking this information in, storing it in our cloud system, and then processing that in parallel in order to be able to deliver it to our clients in the blink of an eye. Okay? So these are the two most fundamental aspects about how we do what we do. And next up is, what do we do? So we take information, unstructured content. If you have ever read about this, there's around 80% of the data in the world is unstructured. Only some of the content is structured. Many organizations set up many teams in order to be able to take unstructured content and build reports. That's very slow. We can speed up this process by codifying all of this data, by taking out entities, commodities, currencies, companies, people, like Theresa May, for instance. We need to make sure that we're able to identify the correct Theresa May, give her an identifier, and then we'll be able to help you identify the position that she has, the relationships she has with government, with business, in order to be able to drive the types of decisions that you need to make. And then we help you identify the events that took place. You know, for companies, was there an executive firing, a bankruptcy, etc. We also tag things for relevance to say, is this piece of information important for me? Is it relevant in this document? And then you can use that to filter, let's say. And we also help you determine novelty. So a lot of the information that gets transmitted is chatter. So you get an initial event that breaks the news, let's say, and a lot of follow-up material. And we're also known for our sentiment analysis techniques, being able to tell you if it's a positive or negative tone in an article. Finally, the clients that we serve, our key area is asset management. So that's, as I said, the hedge funds and the banks. These would be doing portfolio management or looking for some kind of an exit signal, let's say. Brokerage and market making for algo pacing. A very interesting one right now is risk and compliance, where we're able to tell if some type of event made it into the public domain before traders actually started to act on it. And then finally, research. As I mentioned, the many Ivy League schools that are constantly churning out hundreds of articles based on our data, where they have a theory about how news affects financial markets. So we're here today to talk about a new product that we just released. We're very, very excited. We put a lot of hard work into it, and we hope you like it. Thank you.
This is RavenPack.